In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to move away from external chaos into inner peace. On a daily basis, most of us are bombarded by a lot of information, a lot of news, a lot of negativity, a lot of the things that really can create that sense of chaos, not only outside, but also within ourselves. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing how to start to cultivate that sense of inner peace within you that will support you in basically managing what it is that you're going through and healing on a more of a deeper level, because everything that happens externally that triggers us or brings things up to the surface is an opportunity for healing. So, step number one is to recognize that the external chaos can also oftentimes mirror internal chaos. Okay, so I'll say that one more time. External chaos can mirror internal chaos. And I know some of the clients that I worked with, they're just kind of unaware of it, but when we talk about it, they start to recognize it because they either grew up in an environment that was very chaotic, or they just oftentimes it's from the upbringing, or maybe it could be coming from the intergenerational lineage where chaos was present in the intergenerational lineage. So basically, they're drawn to chaos because chaos feels like home. Chaos feels familiar. And I'm saying that it feels like home in quotes because that's not what true home, authentic home, feels like. It's not meant to be chaotic. Occasionally, yes, chaos does happen. We're not supposed to be controlling chaos, but it's not the norm. So if you're noticing you're constantly pulled towards chaos, my invitation to you is to start to ask yourself how you can, within yourself, create a greater sense of harmony, greater sense of peacefulness, a greater sense of groundedness, so that you're not so unconsciously pulled into the chaos. Okay. And another point that I wanted to make is that oftentimes whatever's happening externally on the outside can feel like it's sweeping us off our feet. So this is an invitation to actually notice how ungrounded you are and how there's a lack of presence that you might be experiencing, or it might be showing you where you have a limit as to how much you can actually stay present with. And it's not to judge yourself or shame yourself. It's more about developing the capacity to expand presence, to expand the awareness of what's happening within you so that you can be more present to the things that are happening externally, but it doesn't hijack your nervous system. Okay? It doesn't hijack that sense of fear that you might be experiencing inside, and it's just basically getting mirrored in the external world. If this sounds complex, don't worry about it. It's more an invitation to you to start to simply ask yourself very simple questions, paying attention to when you get swept off your feet, when you feel like you lose touch and connection with yourself, when you feel unconsciously drawn to chaos because it feels familiar to your nervous system, okay? I will include a link to a program that I created that will support you in starting to experience a greater sense of groundedness, safety, presence within yourself. So that's something you want to check out. Click the link in the description below. But for now, I'll share a very simple practice with you. It's going to be a grounding practice. So the first thing I'm going to invite you to do is to, if you're seated or if you're standing, to just feel the way your feet are pressing against the ground or the earth. Okay. Notice, are your feet gently kind of touching the ground and you feel maybe a little bit like the energy is pulled up? Are your feet solidly planted on the earth or the floor underneath you? And if you are not quite feeling that connection with the floor, I'm going to invite you to gently press or firmly press. Could be gently, could be firmly, you choose. Just pressing your feet into the floor or the earth. And now we're going to just alternate. I'm going to invite you to move the weight of your body from one side to the other. And you might also notice that your pelvic floor starts to move, which is great. This is how you just, in a gradual way, start to reconnect to literally the feet, literally the ground underneath your feet, so that you can come back to your foundation, come back to the ground of your being. Okay. And you can do that as often as you need to throughout the day. And then I'm going to also share actually a second practice. I'm not going to be guiding you through it, but at some point I'll probably create a video about this too. But it's a practice called earthing, where you literally are just stepping outside and you are putting your bare feet on the earth. I recommend that you do that for at least 30 minutes. What happens there is that basically the earth is energetic. It's not just consists of matter, it's energetic. It's basically there's a frequency that was measured that the earth contains called Schumann's resonance. And so when you're connecting your energy with the energy of the earth, you start to really experience that sense of connection with the earth. And see if you can actually from the inside open to that connection with the earth. It can help you to ground yourself, it can help you to experience a greater sense of safety within yourself, and it can help you to release some of the fear you might be holding within your nervous system. Go slow, be gentle with yourself. If you don't enjoy having your feet on the floor, on the ground, on the earth, you can also take your hands, you can place them on the earth, or you can place your hands also on a tree and stay there for, if you're doing it with a tree, obviously you're not going to be able to do it for a longer period of time. So maybe anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. If you're doing it with the earth, up to 30 minutes is what I recommend. If you have access to the beach or the park, you obviously can, on grass, you can walk there barefoot for an hour if you can. So highly, highly recommend that practice. And just being out in nature in general is going to be grounding. All right. If you have any questions, let me know. Subscribe to my channel if you want to receive more videos. I'll also attach a link to my newsletter if you want to receive this kind of information directly to your mailbox, or if you want to receive current offerings that I have, you will have access to those as well. Take care of yourself. Bye.